Sometimes, the boundaries between loyalty and longing blur quietly, leaving behind a trail of emotions no one dares speak of aloud. In the silent space between what is said and what is meant, a married woman may begin to show signs of desire, subtle, almost imperceptible, yet powerful enough to alter the energy in the room. You may find yourself questioning, is she just being friendly? Or is there something else unspoken that pulses beneath the surface of her every glance, her tone, the way she lingers in your presence longer than necessary? The truth is, when a woman bound by vows begins to desire someone outside her marriage, she rarely announces it with words. Instead, her feelings show up in the cracks between routine and rebellion. It might start with her making eye contact that holds for just a few seconds longer than expected, her gaze dipping into your soul before she looks away, pretending nothing happened. But in that moment, her eyes reveal more than 1,000 confessions. You might notice how she lights up in your presence in ways that feel different, her smile more genuine, her laughter more frequent, her presence more focused on you than anyone else. She initiates conversations she doesn't need to have, finding excuses to connect, be it a text about something trivial or a question that could have easily been asked to someone else. She compliments you on things others overlook: your character, your voice, your aura. These are not casual observations. They are a form of intimate attention, wrapped in the safety net of friendship, but rooted in a desire that dares not speak its name. Pay close attention to how often she brings you up in group settings or how she remembers the smallest details about you: your favorite music, your habits, the things you only mentioned once. Emotional investment in those details is a sign of deep interest, not surface-level curiosity. She may start seeking emotional comfort in you, confiding in you about her stress, her relationship troubles, her insecurities, things that should be sacred within her marriage but have somehow found their way to you. When a woman starts leaning on you emotionally more than her husband, it's often a sign she's building a connection that goes far beyond friendship. Her body language might betray her intentions too. She unconsciously mirrors your gestures, angles her body toward you in group settings, finds reasons to touch you lightly on the arm, the shoulder, or a seemingly casual brush of the hand that leaves you wondering if it was really accidental. These touches are rarely meaningless. She might test the waters by teasing you playfully, flirting just enough to stay on the edge of plausible deniability. Her tone becomes warmer, softer when she speaks to you, and she often laughs at your jokes, even the bad ones, not because they're funny, but because she's invested in you. She may become a little more curious about your love life, subtly asking whether you're seeing anyone, reacting ever so slightly when you mention other women, masking her jealousy behind humor or indifference. These emotional slips, however small, reveal an internal conflict, a woman torn between duty and desire. You might also notice she finds reasons to be alone with you, suggesting moments that feel just innocent enough to be excused, yet private enough to build intimacy. These are quiet invitations to emotional closeness that slowly spiral into something more. If you pull back or keep your distance, she might act confused or even hurt, not because she expects anything, but because her unspoken hopes have been quietly building expectations. And when those aren't met, a subtle emotional shift occurs. Her mood toward you may fluctuate unexpectedly, becoming more sensitive or reactive to your actions. When a married woman secretly desires you, she's in constant emotional conflict. She battles guilt, loyalty, and an overwhelming craving to feel alive. Again, something she may not have felt in a long time. Within her marriage, her desire for you often stems not from lack of love at home, but from a hunger for emotional intensity, validation, or connection she's no longer receiving. Her attraction may be less about you and more about how she feels in your presence, seen, heard, desired, and valued. And so, she clings to every interaction, cherishing the way you look at her, the way you listen, the way you exist, in contrast to the predictability of her life. The signs grow stronger when she begins to open up about her unmet emotional needs, speaking vaguely about feeling trapped, lonely, or misunderstood. If you listen closely, these aren't complaints, they're coded messages, soft cries for attention that have been silenced for too long. She might start mimicking some of your traits, adopting phrases you use, echoing your beliefs, aligning with your views, all subtle ways of building an invisible bridge between you two. These signals are not always conscious. Many times, she herself doesn't fully understand what's happening. She only knows that being around you makes her feel something she can't explain and can't ignore. If you catch her watching you when she thinks you're not looking, or if her friends begin to tease her when you're around, that's another clue, because women talk, and often, her attraction isn't just a private secret, it becomes a vibe that others begin to pick up on, even before she fully accepts it herself. If she starts defending you when others criticize you, praising your strengths, or speaking of you with admiration even when you're not present, it's a sign she sees you in a different emotional light. The most powerful indication of hidden desire comes when she begins emotionally reacting to your distance. If you don't text her back or if you become cold, she feels it deeply, sometimes more than she should, considering her role in your life. That emotional investment, that pain of your absence, says more than her words ever could. Ultimately, when a married woman desires you, her world becomes more complicated, and her actions, though often subtle, begin to betray her internal reality. This isn't about judging or encouraging infidelity. It's about understanding human psychology, the needs we all carry, and the way those needs leak through even the most carefully constructed walls. Her heart may be loyal to her vows, but desire lives in the subconscious, in eye contact, in longing pauses, in late-night thoughts, and the way she smiles when your name appears on her phone. She might never say the words, but if you look close enough, her heart already has. Recognizing these signals is not about exploitation, it's about awareness. So, if you ever feel the air shift when she walks in, if her gaze lingers just a moment too long, if her laughter feels a little too personal, remember, desire doesn't always announce itself with fireworks. Sometimes it whispers, and only those who truly pay attention will ever hear it.